Here is another short little help video that could help you with the construction for the triangle using trig. You want to construct a right triangle with one acute angle of 25 degrees and one leg of 6 centimeters. So first I would just draw a line. Let's change that to black so we see it a little bit better. Okay, so the first thing I do is just draw a line. I have your students just draw a straight line across. Then they would want to grab their protractor. The most important thing is to get the right angle. So they need a 90-degree angle. So they put their protractor right at one end and on the 0 degrees, and then make a dot where 90 is, right where 90 degrees would be. And then they're going to connect that and that together. Okay, so that would be the most important thing. Now they need a 25-degree angle and a leg that's 6. So we're going to need to get our ruler out first. Okay, we need a ruler and we need to measure 6. So I would have them then take this bottom side and erase what extra they have until it becomes a 6. You want exactly 6 centimeters. Then I would put the protractor back on. I tell them to grab their protractor, put that back up here, right on the outside of that line so that it's at 0. Right there, you can see it's at 0. And mark where 25 degrees would be. 25 degrees. It's a little harder on the computer than it is the actual protractors and a pencil. And then you're going to connect this endpoint with your 25 degrees. Okay, and I would put this back on to double check. Make sure I've got it at about 25 degrees. And that looks pretty good. Maybe a little high, but not bad. You would want to then shorten this so that it's a triangle. Got a right triangle. Since I'm conscious of that, I would lower that a little bit. And let's change it to black so that it's the same color. And we'll put our right triangle box there to notate that we have a right angle. And we have 6 centimeters right here. And we also have 25 degrees in here. So we did exactly what they had asked for. Now it says find the length of the other two sides of the triangle. So we want to find this piece right here, which is the opposite side to the 25 degrees, and we want to find this one, which is the hypotenuse of the triangle, and we were given the adjacent side to the 25 degrees. Again, first I would use the trig to actually find the measurements, and then I would let them see that the trig worked by measuring it with their ruler. So I would use opposite over adjacent, so I'd use tangent. Okay, so I would do tan of 25 equals opposite side, which I'll call x. Oops, let's do it this way. X over the adjacent side, which is 6. And then we would multiply both sides by 6. So in your calculator, you're going to do 6 times 25 tangent. So 6 times a tangent of 25. You're going to get an answer of 2.8 really close to 3, but you're going to get 2.8. When we round it off to the nearest tenth. So there's 2.8 centimeters is what it would be. So that's what this side should be over here. When we measure it, we should be at about 2.8 centimeters. Now to get the hypotenuse, we would use the 6, because that's a whole number, a little bit easier to use. A 6, the adjacent over the hypotenuse, we would want to use the cosine. Cosine represents the adjacent over the hypotenuse ratio. So the cosine of 25 would equal 6 over x. 6 over x. And what I would do is I'd make a proportion out of this, cross multiply. I'd end up doing 6 divided by the cosine of 25. So 6 divided by 25 cosine equals, you get 6.6 is what you get for your hypotenuse. So x equals 6.6. So that's the math part. That's the part I would want to have them do first, because I want them to magically see that, hey, trig works, because I can actually go ahead and take my ruler and I can measure my two sides that I just found, and voila, they're exactly the right measurements. Because look, exactly 2.8, right at the 2.8, which is what we found with math. We found it with trig. So if we don't have a ruler available or whatever, or it's something huge, we can always use our math to solve it. And if you look at this one, they're 6.5 and 6.6 is right there, right where it ends. So you can see that, show your students that the trig definitely works, and you get the same answer when you use your ruler.